Good morning. Gonna wait a little bit to see if we get some people on here to do some karate training. So we're gonna work specifically on blocking kicks by picking up your knee and blocking with the knee or shin. Yeah, I woke up feeling a little older this morning. Some of you might understand that. I feel like a whole year older. Not really. I feel pretty good. Except that I am still kind of nursing some elbow issue. I'm resting like I should and being kind of careful not to overdo that because I had to have an operation on this one. And so I'm trying to be good for this one so I don't need an operation. So that's kind of the name of the game right now. So we're continuing to dig into more lower body oriented things, such as, all right, thank you. More lower body oriented things such as blocking with the knee, picking up your knee to block, using your shin to block a low kick, and that's going to be kind of our main emphasis today. So yeah, I feel pretty spry for the most part, but I just wish my elbows would cooperate with me. So let's get into it, and we'll kind of dig into some of the concepts here. So to start, it's the light little warm up. So slow arm circles. Keep the arm straight. Rotate to the front. Maybe about 5, and then reverse. Then the other arm. Keeping the arm pretty much straight. Slow arm circles. Do 5 one direction, reverse, and back the other way. All right, then we're gonna do both arms. We're gonna go down, up across, down, and around. Up across, down, and around. Up across, down, around. Up across, down, around. Up across, down, around. Up across, down, around. And then we can use our stepping a little bit to get the lower body going. So we go down, up across, down, around, up, down, up across, down, around, up, down, up across, down, around, up, step, step, across, down, around, step, down, up across, down, around. All right, we got some people on here. Is that karate? Hey, I'm doing good. How are you? It is a warm-up for karate. So if you don't want to do a warm-up, then keep it moving. But if you want to do a warm-up, then stay here and warm up with us. So we're going to do some rotations. This way. Ichi, ni, san, shi, go, roku, shichi, hachi, ku, ju. Just rotate. Ichi, ni, san, shi, go, roku, shichi, hachi, ku, ju. Since we're picking up our knees anyway, let's go up, out, back, and down, up, out, back to the front, and down. Straight up, to the side, back to the front, and down. Straight up, out to the side, back to the front, and down. Straight up, out to the side, back to the front, and down, straight up, out to the side, back to the front, and down. So since the theme of this video is gonna be blocking with your knee and then kicking, might it be important to maintain balance while you pick up one knee? I am definitely not going to do a backflip. I'm not able to do a backflip. I mean, able is relative, but my guess is if I tried my very hardest to do a backflip right now, I would probably land on my neck, and it would probably exacerbate a couple health issues. So all right, so let's do that again. Just picking the knee up, maintaining balance. All right, because if you block somebody's kick, you don't want to be knocked backwards. You also don't want to block someone's kick and then lose your balance forward. So you want to be able to be pretty solid when you pick up that knee to block. Same thing when you bring it out here, you want to be solid. You don't want to lose your balance. Bring it to the front and then down. Bring it up, maintain balance. Out to the side, maintain balance. This is to block a round kick coming around low from the side. Bring it to the front and then down. All right, then you could even do like a circle. You can bring a circle this way, inside to outside. So bring the knee kind of up across and bring it outside. Up across and bring it outside. You see that in the Y crew that they do in Muay Thai. You see them kind of come out and they're doing some of that. That's kind of what that is. So it has some ceremonial significance and religious significance, but it's also, they are warming up. Their bodies are getting ready for their fight as they're doing that. No, I have not. And I feel like if I ever do, I will not be sharing that information with the YouTube community. But the plan is to not do that yet. God. maybe one of my students one of these days. I'm just kidding. All right, so then let's bring circle outside to inside. So bring the knee up to outside, bring to the inside, up on the outside, circle to the inside. Bring it around like this, around like this, around like this, around like this. So I would, what now? All right, stand by 1 second. Okay, so you can use this as just a warm-up, right? But a lot of our warm-ups are not just warm-ups. So this is a knee strike that you can use. I prefer usually to bring the foot straight behind the knee. So even if I'm hitting the ribs, I like to bring my foot out and have it right behind for more of like a penetrating knee strike. But if you're in here and you can't get much of your body behind something because you're kind of tied up in the clinch here, you can just bring the knee up and kind of hit with the side of the knee like that. And it's very quick and it kind of takes a little bit of the air out of them and wears them down a little bit. So something to think about is bring that up and hitting them with it right in the side. The other thing, same type of position, but maybe you're in here, you're kind of hand fighting with the arms. You could bring this up and do a stomp kick to the knee from there. So you're in here, boom, throw your stomp kick to the knee. This could also be something where at the last minute, you're bringing it around like this, and you snap the leg out and do the kick. So it kind of starts coming here, and then you extend it and hit the person. All right, yeah, we're doing a little bit of that, what do you call it, like exposure therapy. So small doses of Bob to help people overcome their Bob traumas. All right, so then let's do a favorite, of course, which is we're gonna kind of stretch this way. So this leg out straight, kind of sit down this leg. Go to the other side. And go back to the other side. Back to the other side. Just kind of work it out this way a little bit. Kind of go forward and back. Okay, I guess while I'm kind of in this kneeling position, this is something where you can get a little bit of exercise here for your thighs, kind of for your quads a little bit. So it's probably better if you have something soft to be on. So a folded up towel or a pillow, very flat, thin pillow under your knees. And you could just, from sitting Seiza, just come up straight like this. Then sit back to Seiza, come up straight. If you do that repetitiously, you should feel kind of a burn in these thigh muscles here. Let's do 10 of these. I don't know how many we've done. Let's say this is Go, 5, Roku, Shichi, Hachi, Ku, Ju. All right, so hopefully you enjoyed that one. All right, let's get into some of these blocks. So where can we extrapolate these blocks from in the katas, which is our curriculum? The first places that we see in Koburyu, which is like a Uechi-ryu evolution, the first places we see the knee coming up are Seichin kata here. Also, Seichin kata here. We're picking up those knees fast to block. Seisan kata, we're here. Picking that knee up fast to block. Then we get into Seiyu. Seiyu has these. So pick up the knee, set it back down, and kick. In Kobuno-san Seiyu, we use this a couple ways. So we lock with the knee here, and the very basic Shokyu version, lock with the knee, kick with the rear foot. Lock with the knee, kick with the rear foot. More advanced versions just make both of those kicks. So that's a kick, and that's a kick. And that illustrates that sometimes when we do a front kick, we could be doing a block. So we do our front kick not lifting the leg straight up and just doing a teep like that. We're picking it up chambered like this. That serves two purposes. The first purpose is to block the opponent's kick. So if they were to do a front kick, you're picking your knee up to block it. The second purpose is because we're expecting them to block it in the same manner that we block it. So because we're training by picking our knee straight up to block the kick, we're expecting our opponent might also be training that way. So when they see us start to kick, they're gonna pick their knee up. So we pick our knee up like this so that we have an opportunity, one, to not bring it straight up, bring your toes straight up and hit them square in the shin or the knee with our vulnerable toes. And two, that gives us a chance to pick your knee up so high that you can get it over their block. So if they only pick their knee up this high because they see it's gonna be a groin kick, you can just chamber your knee up higher and make that a kick to the chest or a kick to the face. All right, so the stance that we use, a Sanshin Dachi, that's already protecting your groin. All right, so for a gentleman, this position, the stance that we're using, this hourglass stance, if we're in this stance, it should be kind of tricky to kick us in the groin, all right? You're gonna have to kick at a certain angle, and most of those angles are closed off. For females, same thing. The best angle to actually get any traction from kicking a female in the groin instead of just kicking a stomach or something would be going more up, right? It's got to be kind of a direct hit, but this stance kind of prohibits that. You can't really come up at that angle and you're not going to get that direct hit. So the stance is already protecting you from a lot of those kicks to the groin. That said, you don't just want to let them kick you sometimes, and you may want to set something else up with it. They might be kicking your stomach, they might be trying to kick your ribs, they might be trying to kick your knees or your legs. So you do have to protect your knees. You don't just want them to stomp into your knees. Vulnerable toes, that would be a great name for that. Oh, hey, America Goju you. Hello, Tyrone. Very cool. Yeah, some of what we do is a little bit similar to Goju Ryu. The stance we just talked about, Sanshin Dachi. Goju Ryu uses Sanshin Dachi also for the same reasons. They're protecting the groin, protecting the legs. All right, so now let's go beyond where your stance is protecting you. Let's just work on blocking those kicks. So I'm gonna work on a couple concepts first. So what I really wanna work on is blocking the kick and returning fire, countering with our own kick. To do that, you do that when your opponent throws a kick and stays at kicking range. That means kicking is their favorite. They love kicking. They wanna kick you all day. That's the only reason they're gonna stay at that kicking range. That's all they wanna do is kick you. Otherwise, if they're mad and out of control and they throw that kick, as soon as that kick misses, people who are out of control, they want to get closer, 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 closer. So they threw that kick because that was the first way that they could try to hit you the fastest. And then that didn't work, and they probably are stepping down closer to you, and now they're probably going to throw a punch, or they're going to grab you and hit you with their knee, or they're going to try to wrestle you. So that's what we're looking at here. Let's deal with a couple different ways that somebody might do that first. So first, let's just deal with they're going to throw a kick, and then they're going to kind of step down in punching range. So they throw their kick, you block. Let's say it's a front kick to the groin. You block that kick. They're stepping down in punching range. Boom. You're going to throw your own punch. I'm just kind of leaving this out here. Normally, I would be pulling back at the same time I punch, right? I'm just gonna kind of leave it up. So I'm gonna block here, boom, and step down right into the punch. So my step down from that block boom, is giving me, I'm shifting my weight down boom, and bringing this back hip and throwing that punch. That's where that power is coming from. All right, so block the kick, step down, punch. Block the kick, step down, punch. Block the kick, step down, punch. If they are coming in with their own technique or they're coming in with their hands in front, I'm gonna block here if it's a punch, or just clear their arm out of the way to make it harder for them to block. Because if I move their arm, like their arm is between their target and my weapon, so I just move their arm out of the way, my weapon hits the target, all right? So I block, and I either deflect an incoming attack, or I move their defense out of the way, so my weapon can hit the target. All right, then same thing if it's coming around this way. So if it's coming straight down the middle, hand goes this way. If it comes outside the hand goes this way. And I like to close it into a fist. And then that's gonna be probably a Gyote Tsukiyuke. So I'm gonna block and punch at the same time. So I block here, it's coming around outside of my guard. Boom. I go right into that. So I block the front kick, and they come down punching outside my guard. Boom. All right. The same thing for a round kick, Mawashi Geri, Gedan Mawashi Geri. I check it with my knee and upper shin. Here, boom, punch. Knee block, punch. See how I step down from that? Boom, right into my punch. Hiza uke, yakuzuki. Hiza uke, yakuzuki. All right. Then if I have to move something out of the way, hiza uke, oshite, yakuzuki. Hiza uke, oshite, yakuzuki. Block, block and punch. Block, trap and punch. Block, block and punch. Block, trap, punch. All right. Same thing. I block out here. The punch is coming around now. Gyote Tsukiyuke. I block here. Punch is coming around. Gyote Tsukiyuke. And now could I throw my own knee strike? And would the groin maybe be the best target for that? Yeah. So I could block their kick, block and punch, and knee strike to the groin. All right, so block, block and punch, knee strike to the groin. So, hiza uke, gyotse tsukiyuke, hiza geri. Right. Hiza uke, gyote tsukiyuke, hiza geri. Hiza uke, gyote tsukiyuke, hiza geri. So of course you would practice these on both sides. This arm, not really liking, the elbow's not really liking the straightening and bending right now. So I'm doing more on this side just to show you so you can see what it is. If they get real close, they throw that kick and then they get real close, you can go straight into your knee, but you're gonna need to control their arms and maybe control their head. So you're here, you block in the front, and then you kind of come down the middle, boom, and throw your knee strike. They come around with a round kick, block the round kick. You're probably gonna try to control the arms so that they can't grab you. Kind of swim your arms inside, grab, get some control of their upper arms or behind their head in kind of a clinch type position, and then throw your own knee strike to the groin. All right, boom, right to the groin. That's what we're aiming at for self-defense purposes. All right. So that's to address they kick you and they want to get closer. Now we're gonna address like the main theme I wanna get into, which is they kick you and they wanna stay away from you. They wanna stay out at kicking range. So let's start with what we did in Seiyuu Kata, Kosuke, Zensokugeri. All right, Kosuke, Zensokugeri. We're only gonna worry about the legs. All right, so maybe your hands aren't even here. You block with your knee, just tap down gently, and kick right away. So they threw their kick, you block the kick, they come down heavier than you, you maintain your balance, tap down light, and you're ready to kick right away. So you block their kick, barely touch down, spring right into your kick. So on the left side, Hiza Uke, Zensokugeri. Hiza Uke, Zensokugeri. Hiza Uke, Zensokugeri. Same thing with the other side. Right, Hiza Uke, Zensokugeri. Hiza Uke, Zensokugeri. Hiza Uke, Zensokugeri. Hiza Uke, Zensokugeri. All right, let's try the one from Kobuno Sanseiyu, where you're going Hiza Uke here, and then kicking with the rear foot. All right, so we're here, block with the front knee, Kosokogeri, kick with the back foot, and then bring it back and back. So when you kick with the rear foot, it usually feels better to step down in front. For right now, for learning to control our balance, let's block with the front leg, kick with the rear leg, and practice getting that rear leg all the way back to our Nekoashi cat foot stance. So block, kick. Hiza Uke, Kosokugeri. Hiza Uke, Kosokugeri. Hiza Uke, Kosokugeri. Other side, Hiza Uke, Kosokugeri. 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 So you want to throw that kick pretty quick behind the block. Don't give them a lot of time to recover. All right, let's say we block out now. We do the same thing where we kick with the rear foot. Sensei Takanaka sends his regards. Senzo Takanaka. All right, awesome. Okay, so let's go block with the knee, with the front leg, and then rear leg kick and bring it back again. So here we go. Hiza Uke, Kosokugeri. Hiza Uke, Kosokugeri. Hiza Uke, Kosokugeri. Try the other side. Block out here. Hiza Uke, Kosokugeri. 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 All right. This time, let's follow it up with Mawashigeri. So let's say we block out here, and then step down, and just kick all the way through. So let's just kind of spin in a full circle. All right. So left foot in front, Hidari Ashimai, Hiza Uke, Mawashigeri, back to the front, right foot's in front. Hiza Uke, Mawashigeri, left foot's in front. Hiza Uke, Mawashigeri, right foot's in front. Hiza Uke, Mawashigeri, left foot's in front. Hiza Uke, Mawashigeri, right foot's in front. Hiza Uke, Mawashigeri, left foot's in front. Hiza Uke, Mawashigeri, right foot's in front. Hiza Uke, Mawashigeri, left foot's in front. Hiza Uke, Mawashigeri, right foot's in front. Hiza Uke, Mawashigeri, left foot's in front. Yeah. So, it's a shameless theft from like Muay Thai, right? It's a little bit more of a kind of a rhythm to the fighting. Part of it's because they do music. They have like Muay Thai has like music when they do their playing, so it's kind of like a rhythm. All right. So this time, let's go block across to here. So let's say they're kicking a round kick this way, and for whatever reason, maybe I don't have time to check it with the back leg. Maybe I see this coming, I'm already a little bit sideways, so I block it here. Now we know already, if they're coming in close, like what we talked about where we're doing those punch counters, if they're coming in close, we can go here and we can hit with a back fist, or we could hit with the kote, the edge of the arm, to kind of frame and brace, boom, boom, and throw some punches. Yeah, I'll have to, we'll have to watch in class, we'll have to watch some of the Muay Thai so you kind of get a feel for how they do with the music and stuff. But they start, so there's like like the fights are really long, but they start with slower music and the fighters kind of pace themselves a little bit. And then the pace gets like more frenetic as it goes, like the music speeds up, which kind of encourages the action. But yeah, there's a little bit of a kind of a rhythm to how they fight. Not necessarily a bad thing. All right, so let's go. So we're blocking across here, and remember, they might be closing the distance here. So, you know, if they're shooting in, I might have to kind of come back and sprawl. I might have to, if they're just closing in here, I might have to frame with my arm, throw some punches, get control, throw some knee strikes. But let's say they want to stay out and play the kicking game. So they throw that kick, I block here, tap it down, I can throw my Sokutogeri. All right, so I'm here, check across, Sokutogeri, same foot. So block, Sokuto. So I'm here, the kick is coming, I block there, Sokutogeri. I'm here, the kick is coming, check it this way, Sokutogeri. Could my check be a little bit of a kick? Yeah, why not? All right, so they're coming here with their kick, and maybe instead of just putting my leg there, maybe I put it there kind of hard and let their shin, exactamente. All right, so instead of just putting my shin there to let them kick it, maybe I accelerate my shin there so that they can get some speed and counter force coming back into their attack and not exactly where they wanted it to be. Boom, Sokutogeri. All right, let's try the other foot in front, right foot's in front. Here comes their kick, boom, I block it, check by bringing the leg across, Sokutogeri. Lock here. It's like a side kick, but I'm really emphasizing kick with the sword edge of my foot. So they're coming around here, I check that kick, Sokutogeri. If I'm point sparring in a tournament, or again, we're fighting somebody here who's hanging back away from us, trying to kick us, so they're not charging forward, right? If they were charging forward, I wouldn't be doing this. If they were charging forward, I'd be coming here. So they're just hanging out back there. I might even drop my head away. So if they swing a punch or a follow-up kick, boom, my head's offline. And that helps me lift my leg up higher to be able to kick the torso with more freedom and force. So my right foot's in front, check across, boom, lean back. Check across, lean back, Sokutogeri. Check across, lean back, Sokutogeri. Now in point sparring, bringing up the knees is not as important or not as useful because they're not gonna kick your legs. They're not allowed to kick your legs or kick your thighs or kick your knees. And so bringing up that knee to block is not as important or effective. They're also not kicking your groin. So that's what bringing up that knee is for, is block the groin kick, block the thigh kick, block the knee kick, block the knee stomp. It's not for, usually it's easier if they're gonna kick you here, you should block it with your arms so you can grab the kick. So they're kicking you right in the breadbasket. This is where it's easiest to grab, right? If somebody throws a ball to me and it's coming right at me, boom, this is where I'm gonna catch the ball, right here, because that's where the ball is the easiest to catch. Boom, it's coming right here, boom. Very simple. They're throwing their kick there, it's a gift. Accept the gift. Get a hold of their leg and make them pay. So if you get a hold of their leg, do not just catch and release. If you're sparring with a partner and you're not working on throwing them on the floor or catching their kicks, maybe you catch and release. But in a real fight, you catch that leg, you should either be dumping them on their head on the floor or catch the leg, boom, use holding that leg up as an opportunity to kick the groin, or you can get a hold of that leg, take your elbow, and just smash the leg, smash the knee, come through, boom, boom, boom. All right, so that's what you should do with that. All right, good, good, good. What does this say? Tungsten. All right, yep. Sometimes we are mean, but for all the best reasons and purposes. All right, so we did this block across, we did the Sokutogeri off of the block across with the shin. Now let's go with, we block across with the shin, and let's say we use that to start turning. And this is, again, this is someone who wants to stay away from us. We've already figured that out. They're not closing the distance after that. They're sitting out there, they're throwing a kick, block here, step, and at the range, I mean, they're kicking you gotta realize they're probably kicking the inside of this knee with their foot. So that's the range that they're at. So you're gonna check that, step here, look, ushirogeri, or back kick, all right? Now your right foot's in front. So you're gonna bring the knee across to block that kick, boom, step down, look, ushirogeri. All right, left foot's in front, left foot, or left knee, block, sit down, look, ushirogeri. Right foot's in front, right foot comes across and blocks, sit down, look, ushirogeri. Left foot's in front, block, look, ushirogeri. Right foot's in front, block, look, ushirogeri. Left foot's in front, block, look, ushirogeri. Right foot's in front, block, look, ushirogeri. All right. The next one, maybe they get, you could do a hook kick with that one. So if you got a little bit more flexibility and you've been practicing your hook kicks, flexible people who've been working on your hook kicks, hopefully, take the left foot, block across with your left knee, come here, and you can throw this as you bring, it's gonna be more like a turning side kick, that's gonna come out like a side kick that's gonna go there. Continue to pull through, boom, and hook around and hit the head with it. All right, so you can block here, here, boom, like that. All right, so left foot's in front, block across, step down, look, kick, hook kick. All right, left foot's in front, block across, step down, boom. Now, you also can do a more standing up version of that and clear it with the hand, so remember how there you go, that works. So remember how we said sometimes we're blocking here, clearing what they have in between so you can land your strike. Same thing here, left foot's in front, block across, step down, you start turning, they've got their hand up protecting their head. You wanted to kick their head, you can hook that arm out of the way, bring this knee up, and you're gonna hook, you're gonna snap the knee as you come through. So this is just like your circle kick, but it's gonna have more of a snap because your knee's coming up here, boom, and it's gonna extend. It's gonna be lock, turn, look, hook, extend. Lock, turn, look, hook, knee up, extend. Block, turn, look, hook, knee up, extend. Lock, sit down, look, hook, knee up, extend. All right, we're gonna do one more. This one, I like this one. This is like from, I think of it as like from like the capoeira, like the Brazilian. It's getting serious. All right. So, kind of Brazilian like dance, martial art. So you block here. It helps you get a little stability and get your leg up. If you put your hand down, and then you're gonna do like a back wheel kick. So you're basically gonna keep this leg straight, and you're gonna kick their head with your heel. So you're gonna put this down and whip that through. Just gonna go block, block here, block left, left hand down, kick right. So that's another option for you. Something's going down. All right. So I kind of did those on one side, but you can certainly practice those on both sides. And I think that's kind of, I just want to give you concepts that you can build into your own training, right? So if there's important stuff in your karate training and stuff that you don't know because I didn't teach you, then I accept responsibility for that. But if I teach it to you, there's a point where I'm responsible for what I emphasize. I'm gonna try to emphasize the most important stuff and have you drill that and practice it and practice it and practice it. But but you can practice, you're gonna have your own kind of specialization. So there's gonna be things that you're good at that are your strengths that are not my strengths. And so you can work on becoming a specialist in that. Learn everything, but figure out what you like the most and become kind of a specialist in that. And it changes over time too, because who knows, maybe what you like the most is, jumping, spinning kicks, and then you wreck your ankles and knees over time, and you end up, maybe what you like the most becomes swinging weapons around, so and then maybe you get real into weapons for a while, and then you're like, man, I really want to work on
just some basic self-defense stuff or some sparring or some boxing. So there's a lot of room for variation as your martial arts journey goes. Any questions before we conclude? I have many other things I must do, homework chief among them. Yep, I must go now and do homework. So, yeah, it's a tough life, but you make your bed and you got to sleep in it. So, um, only 3 more months of me having to do homework. Really less than that now. Like probably more like 2.5. Like March and April. Yeah, less than 2.5 months of doing school stuff, and then I'm done. Well, have a fantastic rest of your day, everybody, and train seriously. I hope these concepts were helpful for you. Um, I hope I hope it's something that even if I'm not able to do everything with my arm and stuff, I'm hoping that I can still provide. Uh, hoping I can still provide some education, working on some of those kicks and some of those concepts, because a lot of times when my arms are working really great, we do some kicks and we do some blocking of kicks, but I will. Um, we do some blocking of kicks, but we don't really get into the conceptual framework behind it. So I thought exploring that conceptual framework would be helpful for people who are really trying to understand how to use some of this stuff in sparring and self defense. Have a fantastic day. Take care.